Hello leaders, and welcome back to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. Hey, this is episode 301, and this week it's Friday, so welcome to Friday, and we're wrapping up the week on leadership challenges in the retention area. So how do you retain your people? I'm going to get right to it, and I'm going to record, and I'll give you some extra on the video after I record. So without further ado, let's record. Hello leaders, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So this whole week we've been talking about different challenges of retention, and today I want to discuss self-improvement. Man, this is one area that I just don't get the fact that organizations don't spend more time, effort, money, and resources on, because the return on investment will always pay huge dividends. Whenever you pump money into improving your people and developing your people, you're always going to get worthwhile return on investments. So I realize self-improvement programs can be very expensive at times, but when you look at the fact that the largest reason that people leave companies is because of poor leadership, the self-improvement and leadership development price tag now all of a sudden doesn't seem all that bad. Because just for that reason alone, look at the amount of people. If you start developing better leaders, you're going to retain more people. And then your cost on trying to bring new people on board continuously is going to go way down, because you're going to start retaining your better people. You're going to start retaining your better people. Now, I need to be honest with you. As you all may know, I earn a living in the area of coaching leaders and teams to be the best versions of themselves and to increase their leadership skills and enhance overall communication and team dynamics. I mean, that's what I love to do. However, I too have coaches that I rely on to be the best version of myself. So I really believe in the whole art of coaching and having a coach in different areas of your life. And, you know, this isn't an advertisement to hire me per se, but man, get somebody from the outside your company. I am a huge fan of bringing people in from the outside to train your people. Yeah, you can train them internally on all your company culture and all that stuff, but as far as leadership development, when you train inside, you have a tendency to be one-sided. However, that leader is within your company. And now you just have a bunch of leaders that are trying to emulate one person within your company, and that usually doesn't work out too well, and that's kind of where things start going downhill. So what I do, and I recommend all coaches usually do, and as far as leadership, is try to develop the strengths in your leaders now. Don't try to make them somebody else that they're not. Just develop the leader that's within them. Now the point is, if you are not developing your leaders to lead well, the majority of your leaders are probably not leading well. And the trickle-down effect that these not so great leaders have on your organization can be simply astronomical. Additionally, your up-and-coming leaders of tomorrow are craving to be developed professionally. If they can't get it with you, man, they will be looking for someone else who will provide it. And many of your up-and-coming leaders are willing to leave and take less pay if they know another organization is willing to give them professional development, because they understand the long-term value of that development. Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Remember that we must be proactive to retain our very best team leaders. Remember that we must be proactive to retain our very best team members. Show them that you care enough to develop them for the future. As always, thanks for listening. Please join us tomorrow for the weekend edition, and we'll talk about the retention challenge caused by the unders. You heard me right, the unders. And you'll have to stay tuned for what I mean by that. Finally, please check us out on our YouTube channel, Current Leadership Coaching, where you can watch the uncut, unedited video version of this show, where you get a little extra every day at the end. As always, thanks for listening, and until tomorrow, run to your challenges. All right, so there's the podcast video or podcast version. I will edit that down to about 2 minutes. But let's just talk a little bit more about this self-development. And the survey shows that that's the number one reason why people leave companies, because of bad leaders, because organizations aren't developing their leaders. They get somebody from within to develop the leaders or to think they're developing, but all they're doing is recreating another bad leader possibly. Now, if you are blessed enough in your organization to have a really strong leadership core that is training your people, man, good on you. I applaud you. But if you struggle with leadership within your organization and you're still trying to develop leaders from these poor leaders, man, it's just not going to work out. So find somebody, whether it's somebody local, give me a call. I might know somebody in your area, or maybe I can work with you, but man, just develop your people. There's online programs you can work with. I work with companies all over the U.S. via video. I do video coaching. It's just like I'm right there in your conference room, and it's really cool. At first, I was a little bit leery because I really like the hands-on of being right in the room with the people, but it works out really well. Like I said, the first time I did it, I was a little bit concerned, but there was a company in California that I'm working with now, and it's gotten really good results. So that's it for today. Please join us tomorrow for the weekend edition as we talk about the unders, and I will give you a hint. When I'm talking about unders, I'm talking about like underachievers, being underpaid, underappreciated, okay? Stuff like that. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. So please come back for the weekend edition, and until tomorrow, run to your challenges.